Welcome back to the channel, everybody. We're going to talk about the New Year plans for the Evo. For those that are showing up to the channel for the first time, I took my stock block Evo 8 that was on an FP Red setup and I made it a forward-facing 6466 as a daily. I've driven through the dead of winter with it. I've driven through the blazing heat of summer up here in Utah, where it was constantly over 100 degrees. I've driven through that, I've driven through traffic, I haven't had any issues. But that's just my experience with, the setup. Also, before I go any further, I just want to say thank you to my dad. He made this awesome sweater for me, and I gotta tell you, pal, I absolutely love it. Little shot of the back. Thanks, pal, it means the world to me. Love you. So, plans for the Evo. I am going away from forward facing and I'm going to a bottom mount. I'm still sticking with the 6466, but the manifold I'm getting is the JMF bottom mount. That's V-band setup with a 44mm wastegate. A single 44mm wastegate, when placed in the right area with the right angle, should be able to control boost. I found with this current manifold that I was not able to control boost with just one wastegate, and I hit 32 pounds at 5,300 RPMs, which was my boost cut. Thank you, tuner. You saved my block. The manifold is just has a faulty design as far as the wastegate angle, and I have my own hearsay about the fabricator who made it. It's nothing positive, so I won't repeat it. We're gonna go with that JMF bottom mount manifold. Once that's all said and done, I did get backed into. So I have to replace the hood, the radiator support, the headlights, and the front fender. But due to the inability to get parts, I just ordered a JDC Voltex wide body kit, which part of me is kind of like, I always wanted to do that as far as exterior looks, but the financial logical thing would have been to wait it out because I'm still waiting on parts, and now I'm seeing parts, all throughout, the buy-sell trade group. So that's kind of, it's life. Thank you, John and Paul over at JDC for hooking me up with a wide body kit. So once I throw on the manifold, I'll be able to swap out the radiator support. I can't swap that out till the hot side is taken care of due to the fact that the second wastegate placement, we had to push the radiator fan over to the right. We're gonna be doing the hot side first before we can really get into anything else. And then once we get the engine bay taken care of, I can start working on the exterior of the car. Also, once I get the parts, we're about 3 months out for the Voltex kit, so really looking forward to get that in my hands. I ordered a inline racing shifter. That should be here in a couple of weeks. But due to me going away from the drag idea, I'm actually gonna be looking at the CAE shifter. So I should be having that in my hands within the next few months. So we got that going on. We're gonna be doing some chassis reinforcing. So as far as like chassis braces, we'll be getting some of those, checking them out. I'm in talks with Whiteline right now. So may have a relationship with them in the near future. Thank you, Whiteline. We'll be powder coating the calipers. The paint job I did on the calipers wasn't exactly all that great, but it was for my first time. It wasn't too terrible. They've been on the car now for 3 years. I can't complain too much, but it's starting to crack, and that's just, from my inability of doing prep. Prep is key when you're painting, and I'm just gonna allow somebody else to do it. We have to get headlights. Finding OEM headlights is terrible, and it's rough, I'll definitely tell you that. So we still have to find a pair of those. Depending on what's gonna happen, I'll either modify them or keep them stock. Don't know yet, but we'll see what the future has in hold. We're gonna be selling the Volks. We're gonna be going with a different wheel and tire setup. So instead of 17s, I'll be running 18s with wide body. A thinner sidewall, probably going about like a 275/35, something like that. Maybe even a 295, who knows? But a thinner sidewall, to be able to turn. So that's what I want to do. I want to be able to do some canyon runs with this car. We're going to be hydro dipping the interior. The interior is just bland to me, so I just want to add it. I want to add my own signature to it. I want to add my own, sense of style. I want to make this car my own. That's what I'd like to do. We're doing an LED mod on the tachometer. I'm going to be sending that out. The Evo tach is just, kind of meh. Everybody gets an Evo to go fast, It's not exactly the greatest car to daily. So headlights that don't really shine that far and a tachometer that isn't really well lit. I'm just gonna do an LED mod. I'm just gonna get it done. I'll probably modify the headlights just from me saying that. I'm probably gonna go towards modifying them. And then because we're doing all this stuff for the exterior, we're gonna be painting the car. So once we have all the exterior taken care of, we're gonna be painting the car. As far as what color, I'm gonna stick with blue, but I'm gonna try to stay away from the purplish reddish tint that electric blue Evos come with. So 'cause mine is kind of purple in some areas, or at least seems like it's purple at some angles. I'm gonna make it, you know, a really awesome blue. It's gonna pop, and I am gonna make this car my own. That's what I'm gonna do this year. I'm gonna grab 21 by the horns, and I'm gonna make it mine. I appreciate you guys checking out the video. If you guys are looking forward to seeing what's coming up, or if it interests you, you know, like and subscribe. I'm gonna try to go through as in-depth, you know, details as far as installations. Until next time, cheers.